Oh no. We know what that sounds means. We know what that sound means. What's up, guys? On the verge of disaster. Coming at you from the headquarters of On the Verge Productions here in T-Rail, Texas, just east of Dallas. So, welcome. It's been a while, not very long. You are watching The Crow. Right now you're looking at The Crow. We're going to talk about The Crow in a few minutes, but we'll have The Crow for you guys tonight. That's what a ritual we've been doing here on the show is we have a movie going on. I've got 1,400 channels, it seems like. There's always something to watch. So, just have something going on in the background while we're doing this show. So, nice to meet you guys. Nice to see you guys once again. I am your host, Sergio. And we are hanging out on a Tuesday evening. Tuesday evening, right? Yeah, Tuesday evening. So, see what's up here. How are you guys doing tonight, by the way? Facebook Live, enjoying my shenanigans. So, you got Forky here, holding the fort down with me, and yeah, we're just hanging out. Repping the Coors Banquet original Coors t-shirt. Drinking the original Coors tonight. So shout out to Coors. Oh, it tastes good after a long day. And you know what? Today was a long day. So, yeah. All I gotta say was it was a long day. Let's start. Let's hit the ground running with what I did. I mean, in case you haven't noticed, I'm a little cleaner. A little cleaner in the face. So, let's get into that. So, I did this thing yesterday. Lord knows why I did this thing. But, let's look at it. Bam. So, up here at the top left corner, you will see fully bearded me from yesterday evening, about this time. You see the little side angle, the silhouette, the side of me. And then, bam, I went down to the, I don't know what the hell kind of mustache you call it, the handlebar, I think. Went down to the handlebar. You see the side action with the little pork chop sideburns. And then I went to just a regular mustache. Brought the sideburns up just a little bit. And then I went Charlie Chaplin. Some people are going to say it's the other guy. I'm saying it's Charlie Chaplin. However you take it. I say Charlie Chaplin. And then I'm just me. Looking all pissed off because I don't have any more facial hair. Do I look any better or not? I don't know. That part I can't speak for. I can't speak for how good I look or don't look. All I know is that the missus woke up and she was like, "Wow, about damn time." So even my son was like, "Hey, Dad doesn't have his fur anymore. Dad's back to normal." So, is what it is. I'm here. Let me shout out to the sponsor, man. I didn't even shout out to him. Young Ideas Dish, your premier local retailer. And Gary Young, the owner, I didn't realize this. He's a very humble man. They're like a top 5 retailer in the country. So if you're in the market for dish service, Sling Studio like we use to power this thing, internet, all that stuff, hit up Gary, man. Gary does all that stuff. He's a really innovative kind of guy. I had to take a break and talk about him. So, yeah, that's what I did. Like I said, I shaved it off. I hit it with the clippers. I mean, it's a lot of fur. So, he had to just kind of hit it with the clippers on a 0 guard, went all the way down. And, I'm happy with the result. You just had fun with it. You just, in the springtime, it was starting to bother me. I was starting to notice that it's kind of like a dog where you get dander. And there's pollen in the air, and it's like you start getting a bunch of stuff in your nostrils. And I really do think that a lot of that has to do with the beard. A lot of my allergies have to do with the beard. So I can't, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but in my particular case, I think it helped me out. I feel a whole lot better. I feel like I'm breathing a little bit better today. Speaking of breathing better today, I rolled down Topless on a nice long 1-hour drive. I had to go down to Waxahachie, Texas, which is about an hour from here. And I rolled down there with the top up, But on the way back, I took a little bit more scenic route, and I rolled down one of the state highways, and I had the top back on the Gladiator jamming out, and it was absolutely amazing. And for just that short time, you forget that there is craziness going on in the world. So that was very, 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 very exciting to get to do that. Roll down the highway, enjoy this, like I said, just being topless, not dealing with a care in the world for just a little bit. You forget that there's zombie apocalypse going on around you. How the hell do you forget that anyways? It is kind of eerie. You're driving around. Obviously there's been a lot more shutdowns recently, a lot more of these municipalities in the bigger cities, even the counties are starting to shut this thing down. So it's starting to become more and more real the more you experience it. It's very interesting to say the least. But like I said, I was able to get away for just a little bit, kind of enjoy some life. And just, that's all you can do right now. Enjoy the little things. So we're not much different from prisoners at this point. You got to enjoy the little things. The difference with us and prisoners is that we don't have to manufacture our own alcohol. We just have it readily available. So shout out to alcohol being readily available to us. So let's see here. What are we talking about? So, let's see. So tomorrow is Wednesday. On Thursday, on the 26th, it's 99-cent cheese stick day at Sonic. Sonic Drive-In is, it's pretty coronavirus free. They come out to you, they bring it to you. They're already ready for coronavirus because of the way they bring it to you. They're already used to just bringing it out to you. Like, some of them have drive-thrus now, but for the most part, the car hop, has always been around. On roller skates, every now and then you'll get one that shouldn't be on roller skates because she's not that graceful. And then every now and then you'll get one that's like doing tricks and stuff. And they're guys and girls now. So some of these people, they got my food on a little tray and they're just like doing spins and stuff. It's like, oh man, awesome. Just don't spill my cherry limeade anywhere. We'll be okay. So shout out to the Sonic people. 99-cent cheese sticks on Thursday. I think it's probably like the small order, but still, it's cheese sticks, 99 cents. That's like one of the most portable meals, snacks that you can have. Just driving down the road, just eating your little cheese stick. If you want to get fancy, you open up the dipping sauce. Now, me with dipping sauces when I'm driving, I try to stay away from that because I've had a couple of incidences where, you hit a bump and then it just, oh, sorry. Yeah, exactly. It does that. Just, and it hits the mic and everything. It's a whole mess. So I don't always recommend that. But if you're daring, go for it. And then sometimes when they're really hot, they're shooting out like hot cheese and like a little bit of grease. And that's a whole other room for disaster. So maybe just sit there at Sonic, but stay 6 feet apart. Like, park away from other cars. Get your little six foot distance. Be safe here. Be socially distant. So let's see here. Speaking of being socially distant, let's do the tip of the day. Coronavirus tip of the day. While you're watching some of the crow here. So the tip of the day that I have today, this I think is a good one. You should eat gassy foods. Stuff like beans, chili dogs, Mexican food, some of the stuff you can find at Sonic, cheese in some ways for some people. Basically all fart stuff. All the stuff that makes you go fart and smell not so good. Because guess what? Those people that don't know how to practice social distancing will stay away from you. If you're just lighting it up and you're just fumigating that area around you and you're walking around like Pigpen from the Peanuts shows, from the cartoons, if you're doing that, there's a really good chance that they're just going to leave you alone because you're just sitting there farting away. So that might be a good idea. You might want to invest in some gassy foods and just walk around and scare people. Because why not? Keep them away. They'll leave you alone. You ain't got to worry about it. So that would be my coronavirus tip of the evening. So let's get this thing down. Let's talk scary book. I've had this book for the last couple of days that I've been reading from. Let's show this book here. And I've got the ambiance going tonight. So this right here is the Ghost Stories of Terrell, Texas. Terrell, Texas, my hometown, where I'm from. Home of Jamie Foxx. So let's see here. We gotta how are we gonna do this here? Because I got it on the Crow right now, but I'm not gonna show y'all what's going on the Crow right now because it's a little too risque. So let's do this. Bam! You can stare at me while I'm transitioning because I don't want you staring at the Crow lady because she's not fully clothed. Let's see here. We got Rage Against the Machine going on in the background. It's not scary, but it's damn good music. Damn good music. Let's get back over here to me. Man, we missed Rage Against the Machine at Coachella. We're not going to get them. Damn it. All right, here's some scary music for you guys. Here's a scary man with no beard. Okay, we're going to talk about the library tonight. A really old library here in Terrell, Texas. So, this is the Carnegie Library. The quote is, "We had enough snobbery in this world without exporting it to the hereafter." And that was a quote from the Throne of Fire. Let's turn down this music just a little bit. Whoa, not up. Let's go down just a little bit. There you go. So let's read this little chapter here. The Carnegie Library was built in 1904 with funds donated by steel tycoon Andrew Carnegie. Over 2,500 libraries worldwide were donated by the businessman and philanthropists who believed education was the key to success. Many of those libraries no longer exist, and those that are still standing have been repurposed as museums or other displays of historical significance. The Carnegie Library, or the Carnegie Grant, came with the city assuming responsibility for maintenance, operations, and content. It was during the 1980s that Terrell built a new city library, and the Carnegie Building became the Terrell Heritage Library. Terrell Heritage Museum. Today it is supported and operated by the Terrell Heritage Society. The building is beautifully designed and typical of all Carnegie libraries in that it is a two-story structure with an entrance that opens into a foyer, presenting two beautiful staircases. The top floor has two offices at the front of the building, a large open auditorium with a slightly elevated stage, a closet at stage right, and a closet at stage left with stairs to the bottom floor. The bottom floor of the museum is one large room with two smaller rooms to each side at the rear of the building, each side with a separate small bathroom under the staircases. Hardwood floors adorn the building. It is a testament to the grandeur of buildings of the time. On one occasion, two volunteers were working at a table in the front room. One of the volunteers flinched as she saw something unusual that seemed to come from the direction of the foyer. She asked her companion, "Did you see that?" Her reply was simply no. The volunteer described what she had just witnessed. She saw what appeared to be an average-sized, dark, three-dimensional human shadow walking across the interior threshold into the foyer. The spirit moved quickly and with unknown purpose or intention. We were told several stories about this shadowy figure by other witnesses. One of our investigators professes her own story of the man presenting as a shadow silhouette cast upon the foyer wall one day when she was volunteering. On occasion, when the figure manifested as a shadow, the door chimes would ring as if someone had entered the foyer. The volunteer/greeter for the day would walk to the entrance to greet the guest only to find that no one had come in. On some days, the chimes would ring mysteriously so often that the museum attendants would unplug them. This type of door chime always makes a fantastic and inexpensive investigation tool. These devices are called passive infrared chimes or IR sensors. Purchased at any hardware store, they are economic tools that should be in every paranormal investigator's kit. The term infrared is used to describe the spectrum of light that exists just above the view of human vision. This infrared layer of light also has a temperature signature. Once the sensor is in place, it records the ambient temperature on the surface of the object it is pointed at. If anything with a different temperature crosses the infrared beam, it alerts by ringing the chime. Shadows will not falsely set off the chime as they do not have a temperature signature. Perhaps the shadow man reported in the foyer of the Carnegie caused a temperature change. I guess we will never know the answer. But if the chimes are going off during his movement, then we must hypothesize that this is the case. The noises of the Carnegie building are also quite significant and unnerving. A person would not expect to hear such loud sounds when you are alone in a quiet building. Footsteps can sometimes be heard moving across the original hardwood floor that still exists on second floor level. At times it sounds like the footsteps are descending the staircase on either side. The men's restroom door sounds as if it's opening and closing on its own accord. One volunteer told us that she was sitting at the museum one morning, accompanied by her husband that day. She was busy sweeping the floor near the double doors at the front of the building. Her husband was sitting at the downstairs table quietly reading the paper, only a few feet away from her. At that moment, she heard the unmistakable sound as someone entered and shut the door to the men's room. She automatically assumed that her husband had gotten up to visit the men's room. At least she thought that was the case until she looked behind her to see her husband, just as he was before, quietly sitting and reading the paper. He hadn't moved 1 inch from where she had left him minutes earlier. She inquired if he had gotten up to go to the bathroom, and he simply said that he hadn't moved. Do apparitions need to occasionally relieve themselves too? I guess some burdens never cease even after we've left the physical world. 2 other volunteers reported to us one day they were arranging displays in the museum. They lifted a small but hefty cast iron ice cream store table with 2 attached stools to move it a few inches. The table was one that was a permanent fixture at the Bass Rutledge drugstore soda shop during the 40s. This would be one of the first places frequented by the cadets of the British Flying Training School. It took both ladies every ounce of their strength to move the table about 10 inches. Suddenly, a loud scraping sound coming from the second floor was heard directly over their heads. They described it as a large, heavy table that was being dragged across the entire length of the auditorium upstairs. It was deafening, and they were disturbed because they were confident they were alone in the building. Startled by what they had just heard, one lady asked if the curator was in his office upstairs, and they had simply been unaware of his presence. Both knew this was not the case. In spite, one of the ladies reluctantly climbed the staircase to his office. Just as they had suspected, there was no one upstairs, and the furniture was exactly where it had always been. She could find no explanation for the strange noise. On another occasion, during a business meeting of the local art association with 5 people in attendance, there was an unbelievable and unexplained noise event. The downtown area was quiet. It was about 7 p.m. on a weeknight. While the members sat around a table in the middle of the first floor, a loud, vibrating, crashing noise seemed to come from the front, south side of the display area. The members were startled to their feet and ran to the exhibit space to see what had happened. They were worried that some of the precious artifacts had surely been destroyed and that one of the large, top-heavy display shelves may have fallen over. To the amazement of all present, there was not a thing out of place. The displays were as precise as they should have been. A couple of the members commented they heard the sound of breaking glass, although some only heard the crash. Looking outside, there was absolutely nothing or anyone around. Although being somewhat rattled, they chalked it up to those Carnegie spirits and continued their business, comforted by the fact that others had shared the experience. This was just one of the many reported phantom noises that are commonplace in this beautiful building. One of our investigators spent several years volunteering there, helping install displays, opening the doors for Saturday visitors, cleaning, and hosting events. She spent a significant amount of time there and even began to greet the spirits when she walked into the building. Sometimes that would cause the lights to flicker, almost an acknowledgement of her interaction. At least that is what we like to believe. The place is long-standing, and the wiring is too. In spite, we are all attached to the spirits we think are there. If you're in town, please be sure to say hello from us. They just may flicker the lights for you. We genuinely hope that some of the city's founders, such as Captain Robert Terrell and Governor Colquitt, enjoy visiting the museums occasionally in the afterlife. The Terrell Heritage Society has done an excellent job of representing the history of Terrell and its founders. If you happen to be in town, we recommend a visit to this museum. Please be sure to sign the guest book when you arrive and let the staff know how you heard about the museum. The Terrell Heritage Society's board members are not convinced there is a haunting of the museum. We respect their thoughts on the matter, but at the same time, we do trust the individuals who share their own experiences with us, and we believe those individuals are convinced there was a paranormal origin or event. Many of our team members, myself included, have had first-hand experiences in the building too. We are convinced there is no organic explanation of these things. Learn more about the Terrell Heritage Museum by visiting their website at terrellheritage.org. They have limited hours, so be sure to check out the site before a trip there. The museum is free to attend, but donations are always accepted and appreciated and used to help with the upkeep and restoration of this magnificent building. So, great. I just read about a haunted library. Let's go back to the Crow real quick. Talking about haunted libraries. Okay, turn the light back on. Oh, look, there's the bad guy from Crow doing a lot of blow. Can you blame him? Being an overlord is tough. Tough business. So let's talk about The Crow real quick. The Crow came out in the 90s. And let's look at the thing. Let's just look at the thing. I always like looking at the info. A murdered rock guitarist comes back from the dead to take revenge on the violent people that took the lives of him and his fiancée. And it came out in 1994. Now, if you guys don't know anything about The Crow, the son of Bruce Lee, of Kung Fu legend Bruce Lee, is the main guy in this film. Brandon Lee. Now, if nobody knows this, Brandon Lee died during the filming of this movie. Now, there's always been said that there's been a curse on the family. Bruce Lee had I believe it was an aneurysm is what it ended up being. But it's like he was healthy, he was good, and then bam, he's dead. Brandon Lee died filming this movie during a shootout scene. He was shot with live rounds that were supposed to be blanks. Now, there have been all kinds of conspiracy theories that there's like a curse on the Lee men because the women are fine. But then also there's been like, theories that they had like a curse on them that was brought on by the mafia, like basically a hit from the mafia. And that's another urban legend is like, no, they were both assassinated basically. So, I don't know, just interesting stuff. But it's his last movie. He didn't make many films. He was in his early 20s when he passed away. So if you're into it, check it out. There's not a lot of martial arts. In this particular movie, he dies. He was a musician, and he comes back a year later as a spirit, and he's coming back to right the wrongs, of him and his fiance getting killed. And he basically has like a little crow at his side, and this crow is like what gives him his power. So at some point the crow gets attacked, and then it like starts hurting him. And then the guys that he's fighting, this is like during Devil's Night or Devil's Night week in Detroit. So if anybody knows about Devil's Night, that's a big thing for Halloween. A lot of arson, a lot of witchcraftery going on in that time of year. So, you should check out The Crow. This is on, what are we watching tonight? It's HBO something. It's Action Cinemax HD. So, you should check it out. It's there. See, there's a little crow. Crow's just flying around doing his thing. We are not having good luck with this Zoom tonight, huh? It's the lights. It's the lights. It's having issues zooming. But yeah, there's a crow just like terrorizing, and he's out to go get somebody. So yeah, that's more drug use. Man, this movie's full of drug use. I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting that. So, is that it for the night? Do I have anything else? Let me look at my little list here. No, just keep participating in your social distancing. We gotta try and contain this thing, man. Try to stay away from people. Stay away. Me and Forky. The only reason me and Forky hang out is because Forky's an inanimate object, and I acknowledge Forky's an inanimate object. If Forky were a human, I wouldn't be around him. But Forky's just riding shotgun with me. He's my co-host. So, I did say this last night or last show. Yeah, your last show yesterday. Anybody wants me to promote them, shoot me a t-shirt, man, XXL. Message me on Facebook, PM me. I'd love to promote any small businesses. Anybody wants to come on and interview, we have that capability as well. So give me a shout. Facebook.com/OnTheVergeDFW. Give me a shout if you got a small business, you got projects, you're an artist, you're a musician, actor, anything. Hit me up. Let's promote. Let's build something for us, guys. So I think that is going to wrap us up for this evening. I think that's what we're going to do. Let's leave you with a little bit more of the crow over here. Look at him. This is okay. Check this out right here. Bam! You're going to get to see the crow in action. Here he goes. Here he goes. He's testing the guy. Telling him to shoot him. Shoot him. Shoot his hand. Shoot his hand. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. He's telling you to do it. Oh, he just shot him in the hand. Hold on. Hold on. Here it comes. Here it comes. Whoa. Here it comes. Ooh, it just closed back up. Oh my God, that's scary. Oh my God, that's scary. That's freaky. Really good soundtrack, by the way. If you like 90s rock, really good soundtrack. So yeah, I think that that's gonna wrap us up now. So on behalf of myself and my sponsor, Young Ideas Dish, thank you for watching. We will see you guys very soon this week. If you got anything you want me to talk about, hit me up. Message me on Facebook. This is on the YouTube page as well. So just search On The Verge DFW and you'll find it on YouTube as well. So on behalf of myself and Forky here, I'm Sergio. We are on the verge of disaster, and we'll holler at you guys next time.